What happened? Oh, beat drop. Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's my day, 'cause it's Friday. Ooh, I didn't know if y'all knew that it's Friday, but it's Monday, so you know it's Friday. Oh, I don't have no rhymes. I just thought we could have a good time. Drop a beat, make you move your feet. Getting ready to break this dude's going pee. I don't know what's going on. I'm pulling up news stories on my phone. Oh, let's get into it. You know how we got to do it. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Yo. You ever like be trying to like I literally was ready to flow with y'all. That bit look, it's gonna be all kind of copyright on this thing. Dang it. I do not own the rights to this music, baby. Trying to get to it, baby. Okay. I don't know what the heck that is. What's up, y'all? I'm playing around per usual. Happy Friday. We made it through. Another week. We did it, boo. Our dreams, hopefully, we were able to pursue. Y'all know the rhymes, they ain't never through. Yeah, it's Friday, y'all. What's up, y'all? I can't really even remember today. Had a very busy day. Went to the gym. Went to the doctor. Went to sleep some point. It was all a blur. It was definitely all a blur today. I went to the gym, a different gym, which I like this gym. It's like one of my favorite gyms because they have that curved treadmill. I always wanted one of those. They're so expensive though. But I went to the sauna there. Their sauna is pretty hot. The sauna was so hot. This dude was in there for like he kept trying to sit in there because I have a high sauna tolerance. I could sit in a sauna for like ever. But this dude, he kept trying to like hold out, and he would come in there, and then it would crack me up. Some people tap out on the sauna, and they have to have these pep talks with themselves. But he kept coming in and coming out, and on that last one, he was like, "F it, it's too hot." He was like, and I'm tired. I'm like, you literally have to it just cracks me up the way people have to motivate themselves to do stuff. They have their conversations. I ain't mad at him, but I thought it was pretty funny. And that sauna must have been really hot for him to cuss his own self out. It wasn't hot. I felt hotter. But yeah, other than that, y'all, I didn't really do nothing. Just get ready for this day to go over and be over. Get into this news. Y'all know OJ died. Y'all know OJ died today, 76 of cancer. It's a conflicting feeling because, every person knows that OJ is most likely guilty of the crime. If not, he knows who did it. A lot of people say his son did it. A lot of people were rooting for Johnny Cochran. That's what Johnny Cochran was just so good. And then the police literally the police are the reason OJ got acquitted. They were planting evidence. It was all they fault. The whole thing was a clown car show. So many people got famous off that case. Marsha Clark got a facelift. Court TV was born to where we listen to this 24-hour news cycle of court shows. OJ's case was one of the first biggest cases It was so big that even they happened on the episode of Sopranos, like, you know. But rest in peace, OJ. I hope you gave your life to Christ in the end, big dog. Caitlyn Jenner said good riddance, and a lot of people was like, Caitlyn, didn't you run over, kill somebody in a car wreck? Like, gotta be careful when you be speaking on people if you ain't got right. You feel me? But you know, OJ, he never acted like he killed anybody. I can tell you that. And if he did, he stayed. He took it to the grave, baby. He was not snitching on himself. But yeah, so that's the biggest news today. Let's get into what else we see. The U.S. Senate panel chair issues a subpoena and Supreme Court ethics probe. Some dental device that was sold to fix patients' jaw lawsuit claims it wrecked their teeth. 14 confirmed tornadoes from Texas to Florida amid severe storm warnings. Definitely windy where I was. TSA found more than 1,500 firearms on an airline passenger in the first 3 months of 2024. What were people expecting to do with those? Man on a terror watch list was released by Border Patrol. Not shocking. This kid that said watch Slender Man or whatever, and she stabbed her classmate. She tried to get an appeal. They told her, nah, you gonna stay in jail. New York City is looking for birth control for the rats to combat the rodent population. You know them rats gotta be bad if they gotta do that. I can say I went to New York. I went when it was really freezing though, but I did not see any rats. But it's probably the safest to go when it's super cold, because I feel like the rats, they couldn't survive. When I went, it was like 14 degrees, and although that's bad, you run into less likely rodents, smells. Like, it's so cold, everything's frozen. It's almost perfect. Stranded sailors rescued from a tiny Pacific island after making a help sign with leaves. So it does work, you know, if you ever get stranded, make that little help sign. Alright. So glad it's Friday, y'all. Even though I get to spend my whole weekend packing, but I keep trying to think, do I need to go to the grocery store? Because that's normally my thing every weekend, but I'm like, do I need to go to the grocery store or just wait? I'm confused. I'm definitely not cooking, but what do I need at the grocery store? That's what I'm trying to figure out. This is our last weekend. I'm not cooking anything. Do I need anything at the grocery store? These are thoughts going on in my mind while I'm scrolling here. Hawaiian-born Akabono Toro, one of the greatest sumo wrestler and former grand champion, has died at 54. Heart failure. Man, I don't assume those people live long. An early-stage clinical trial yielded promising results for a chlamydia vaccine. Help you out with that clap. Elon Musk says this month he plans to unveil the Tesla robo-taxi. But California and Nevada said, heck no, not if you don't get them permits. See what I liked on this app. First it wasn't none here, and then after that OJ stuff It was so much crazy stuff going on. Alright, let's see. Oh, this was funny.
Had a surprise for me. And after we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke. And this is it.
Not funny, but OJ is crazy, but she can't be too scared of OJ if she interviews him. Like, if you, like me, I would never want to be alone with OJ, because I'd always be looking at him sideways. Like, OJ, one of the nicest killers around, I can tell you that. But no, girl. But that was crazy. So this is like the reactions from OJ, all the different reactions from around the world when it happened.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty.
Like I said, y'all have to remember this was in the times of Rodney King, and those officers got acquitted for beating Rodney King within the inch of his life, and just everything. So people kind of felt like this was a win, even though, like I said, majority of people believe OJ did it. It was just that the corrupt police who lost the case because they freaking planted evidence. And it was really just a loss for them. I mean, unfortunately, rest in peace to Nicole and Ron, I think that's his name. But yeah, interesting. So this guy, Nikolai Mew, has been found guilty of the Apple Rimmer stabbing trial. After 7 days of testimony and more than 40 witnesses, the jury found him guilty in his trial.
Which read as follows. As to count one of the information, Isaac Schumann, the jury finds Nikolai Mew guilty of first-degree reckless homicide as submitted. Question, did Mr. Mew commit the crime while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes. As to count two of the information, Alexander Martin, the jury finds Nikolai Mew guilty of first-degree recklessly endangering safety as submitted. Did Mr. Mew commit the crime while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes. As to count three of the information, Dante Carlson, the jury finds Nikolai Mew guilty of first-degree recklessly endangering safety as submitted. Did Mr. Mew commit the crime while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes. As to count four of the information, Anthony Carlson, the jury finds Nikolai Mew guilty of first-degree recklessly endangering safety as submitted. Did Mr. Mew commit the crime while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes. As to count five of the information, Riley Madison, the jury finds Nikolai Mew guilty of first-degree recklessly endangering safety as submitted. Did Mr. Mew commit the crime while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes. As to count six of the information, Madison Cohen, the jury finds Nikolai Mew guilty of battery as charged. Did Mr. Mew commit the crime while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes. Bricks read as follows. As to count...
So, I I guess they were on some out in the river clearly, and he said the kids were attacking him, but he literally used a knife and was like stabbing people. I mean, people were saying it's self-defense and all that, but he went ham on these kids. I mean, yeah. So that's what happened with that. This dude had a shark. He was trying to remain calm while the shark was swimming under him, but he must have felt a fin or something. He started dog paddling like a mug to shore. That would be me, no doubt, no doubt. Chucky is back. Chucky season 3.
Tootsie, what have you done? You've done this. Mommy has to go now. And you have to be a good boy. What a fucking joke. Because you promised us. And this one, he didn't even get a franchise. What are you doing? No. Kill me now. Little bitch, she stole my moves. Fuck you, but 3-gun. Tootsie, what have you...
But 3-gun. Chucky's still wild. They got him looking like an old man. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, let's see what TMZ's yapping about. O.J. Simpson and all his kids were there. Yeah, they were there. A lot of people had Khloe Kardashian trending, saying that, you know, that was his daughter. So prostate cancer is what took him up out of here. People was doing the memes. They turned the Bronco into a hearse. Wouldn't that be wild if they did bury him in a Bronco hearse? Rashee Rice turns himself in to police in Texas. He's facing 8 charges. Rashee, man, you really messing things up for yourself, big dog. It's really probably about to be Planet Fitness member totally naked in women's locker room, claimed to ID as a woman. Planet Fitness, y'all got these people coming out here. He was arrested after walking totally naked in the women's locker room, claiming that he identified as a woman, something the gym didn't buy. That is creepy. He was identified as a male by online booking records. He was arrested in North Carolina Thursday for indecent exposure after gym goers claimed he walked into women's rep locker room at a local Planet Fitness. A shocked woman repeatedly called the police when she saw him, telling the 911 operator a fully naked man wouldn't leave the room, adding he identified himself as a woman when asked to do so. According to eyewitnesses, they spoke to Miller repeatedly asked the woman in the locker room to lotion one another up. And then, what? He asked the women to lotion themselves up and hop in the shower with him. Planet Fitness made a statement to the New York Post about the alleged incident, saying the safety of employees and customers of the brand is Planet Fitness' #1 priority. This new incident comes a few weeks after the gym's company stock started to tank, at least in part due to the reaction of another gym goer, the lady that filmed this guy shaving in the bathroom. I don't know. That's crazy, though. I do know that. You wouldn't doubt that somebody hired that man to do that. I wouldn't put it past them, but I mean, they're like, if you guys are going to have open gyms, we're going to see how open your gym is. Nicole Brown Simpson's ex-boyfriend smiling over OJ death news. Happy he's gone. Gypsy Rose got her nose redone already. Okay, Gypsy. Gypsy like, I'm about to be a new woman out here. Meghan and Prince Harry have 2 Netflix shows coming. Those conjoined twins are still out and about. I feel like they got a reality show coming soon. They're showing off their ring for the first time. Kourtney Kardashian is drinking her own breast milk, says it's a good sickness cure. I could not and would not drink my own milk. I can't even drink regular milk. Alright. See what else we got. They're doing a scary movie reboot. People say they're excited to watch it again. So the Heisman Trophy Trust sends condolences to O.J. Simpson's family, and a lot of people are saying that they took Reggie Bush's Heisman due to his family getting bribes or money when he was in high school or college, and then OJ, who was on trial for murder, kept his Heisman. Very interesting take. I mean, especially now that college kids can make money. It's kind of like the same with weed. Now that weed's illegal in a lot of places, do you give people back the stuff that was once legal, now is not? Alright, let's see what's on Reddit. What's the weirdest thing your partner does that you just accepted? It'd probably be like sniffing me. My husband loves smelling me all the time. He's really a half of an animal for sure. Often makes noises to narrate my life, like making squishing noises when I use my beauty blender. He cannot be barefoot. He will only do that when we are intimate, or my husband's the same way. He is not being barefoot. He puts on his little flip-flops and just flip-flops around the house. She mostly closes doors, but not only mostly, not fully a drawer, not fully closed. Oh my God, my husband does this too. He loves to leave doors open. She sleeps with her eyes open occasionally. That stuff is creepy. My husband occasionally talks in his sleep and will also laugh like a little girl. It absolutely cracks me up and creeps me out at the same time. He gets very concerned about his socks to the point where he would count them when he's folding laundry and get irritated when he can't. I don't even do. Me and my husband established very early on in our marriage and relationship that he will fold his own clothes because he's very particular. He does not like how I made his socks. So I just wash them, and we both we'll wash them, we'll leave them out, and you can do what you will. He does sock shoe like a psycho. I do sock shoe. I do both. Sometimes I do both socks, but I mean, I like to have one good shoe on, you know? see what Emma the a-hole is talking about. Am I the a-hole for pepper spraying my mom's boyfriend for coming into my room while I was changing? My mom's 47 has recently allowed her boyfriend Dale, 45, to come move with us. The guy is creepy. He's constantly trying to parent me. I'm 18 and my little sister's 14. He's unemployed, so he has been helping around the house, including doing laundry, which I have told him repeatedly not to touch. I keep my dirty clothes in a hamper in my room. I normally do whatever other laundry is left out when I do mine. Then I take my laundry to my room and fold it. I was changing to go see my friends last Friday, and Dale came into my room without knocking or asking permission. I pepper sprayed him right in the face like I've been instructed. Then I dragged him out of my room and screamed at him to never come into my room or my sisters ever again, or I will call my father to deal with him. My mom is irate with me and says I overreacted. She wants me to apologize. I told her that I would if I was allowed to put a lock on my door and my sister's door. I told her the same thing I told him, that if he ever thought about that again, I'm going to tell my dad. My dad has often joked with me that he wouldn't kill someone who hurt me, that he would use everything he learned in the military to keep them alive as long as possible. Why are you snitching on your dad, girl? Because then your daddy got to do something. You didn't implicate him. I mean, I'm not mad at you for doing that. I mean, he's crossed a big boundary. These are teenage girls. You should definitely be knocking, and they're not your daughters. So, I mean, it's just like playing with a dog. You might think it's cute, and then you pet it and it bites you. It's like, oh, that dog bites. So now he knows. Not the a-hole. You did the right thing. Your mother is so desperate to be in a relationship that she's ignoring the improper behavior of her boyfriend. Your mom's selfish. Yeah. Your mom tripping. Little girls can learn from you, though. That pepper spray, you have that stuff on go. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend over a video call while having sex? Okay, this not be theatrical, but it's true. Me and my boyfriend were together for 3 years, but recently I found out for the past whole year he had been cheating on me with a mutual acquaintance. The other girl didn't know that my boyfriend was still committed to me, and she was under the impression that we had already broken up. She got to know about me being the girlfriend through another mutual friend, and when she got to know this, she reached out to me first before going to my boyfriend and taking up the matter with him. I was heartbroken initially, and I felt like a fool. It had been over a year since this had been going on, and so I decided to take revenge. A week of mourning and ignoring my pathetic boyfriend, I decided to dump him in a drastic fashion. I reached out to one of my exes, one of the more decent ones who was available at the time, and I was in town. I called him over to hook up, and while we were at it, I video called my boyfriend to break the news. He was flabbergasted, but I definitely cherished the look on his face. But since then, I've been wondering that I was no better than him, maybe, and that I shouldn't have pulled it off. It's too late now. It's too late. You did the deed. How can you go back and be like, but I think, was it too much? It don't matter. You did it, bro. You did it. You love the look on his face. It is what it is. I mean, what? Somebody said, I'm just wondering if the other guy consented to the arrangement. He don't care. He was getting some pee. Should have effed the new girlfriend instead. Yeah. I mean, you're not the a-hole, but you can't be questioning what you did, and revenge. Revenge is a dish served best cold. Am I the a-hole for telling my 19-year-old pregnant daughter she needs to move out ASAP? My daughter Rose is 19 and was always a smart girl. She did well in school and got a full ride to a great school that is locally local, and she's been living with me and going to school and is doing well in school. She got with a new boyfriend a few months ago who I don't like. I can smell the BS. He constantly lets her down but covers it up with a big smile and grand promises. Despite my warnings, they're still dating, and now she's pregnant. Offered to pay for an abortion and take a few days off work to take her to help her recover. She said no. She's going to marry her boyfriend, and they'll be one big happy family. He wants to move into my house, and she'll drop out of school while he works to support them. He's a bartender who doesn't go to college. I laughed at this idea, which made her mad. She told me that since he can't move in, I'll need to step up and help with the baby more. What? Y'all, she has always been a very sensible child. I don't know where this has all come from. Well, one, she's pregnant. I flat out told her that if she thinks she's grown enough to have and raise a child and get married, then she needs to move out soon and manage being an adult with the child's father. I raised the one whatever. I do not want any more children, blah, blah, blah. I told her I pay for diapers, blah, blah, blah. And she also suggested adoption. She don't want to do that. She won't talk to me. My husband or stepdad is staying out of it, but thinks I could help more. I told him he's welcome to go over and babysit for her, and that shut him up. I mean, this is what I tell my son all the time, too. Like, he's on his own now, but I'm like, if you bring a baby in the world, you're grown. So you're going to spend a whole 9 months getting your stuff together, and you're not going to be living with me, and I'm taking, I help you out, but you're going to be on your own. So I am old school in that fashion. If you old enough, I'm the same thing. You old enough to start a family, you the man. Somebody said let her know how much car insurance is going to be if she's not under the policy. That number one alone enough to make my son stay in a home and save up his money before he moved out. I have a friend who's in this situation with their daughter about 16 years ago. They let her stay, but told her it was the one and only time. Now, 16 years later, that same daughter and her now 5 kids still live with them. Yikes. See? That's a two-edged sword when you decide to bend and let them live with you. Like the a-hole, you know what happens when you financially support your son or daughter when they have a baby they can't afford, they have another one. Ask me how I know. Exactly. Yeah, I've told my son plenty of times, like, if you get a girl pregnant, you ain't gonna be up over my house. You and her need to go start your life. But luckily, he's on his own, and I ain't got those problems. Alright, y'all, let's get into story time. See what I got today.
40 years old, doesn't believe in zodiacs. I can respect that. No children, and he's a wardrobe stylist and an activist. What kind of woman are you looking for, love?
That's the whole thing. The kind of woman I'm looking for, I will have to look for a woman that is accepting of all lifestyles. We living in a world right now where everybody's so judgmental, and I'm just looking for a woman that can accept a man that hasn't been with a woman in a couple decades.
Oh, so you're not looking for a woman, you're looking for a man?
No, that's not what I said. Did you hear me clearly?
Don't start that. I'm trying to listen, Neil. Here's the deal.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to be respectful.
But that wasn't respectful. I'm sorry. Because I said I was looking for a woman, and I told you a woman that accepts.
Let me tell you why I said that. Because in the beginning, you said you want a woman that's open-minded to all lifestyles. And then you also said you've been with a woman in a couple of decades. So that's why I said, are you interested in men?
I said I was looking for a woman. So being
Actually, no. I said what kind of woman you looking for. You didn't.
Right, and
that's why I was being
the
quick.
question, correct?
That's what. So here's the deal. Have you dated men in the past?
Yes.
So are you no longer dating men?
I'm not interested. No, I haven't dated a man in a while as well.
Okay. So you have dated women in the past?
Yeah, and over a couple decades.
So a couple of decades is 10. So 20 years ago?
Approximately.
Okay. And what made you want to start dating women now?
the Lord. And that's what I feel like God wants from me.
So just when did this dedication to women come back around for you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, let's take a moment, Neil. I want to be honest with you. This is a big show, so we can proceed, but I do want you to understand that a lot of people are going to watch this. So are you fine with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I want to be completely honest with you. This is an international show, so I want to be respectful. Do you want? We can move on. I don't want you to talk about something you don't want to talk about.
No, I think it's needed. It's time. I was a victim of a hate crime. A guy tried to kill me. And I just feel like God wasn't at fault. I just feel like God is just sending us signs that we need to, live a different lifestyle. So I'm taking my pain as a sign that God wants me to do something differently. So that's why I am.
Okay.
It's been hard. It's been a hard journey because I also feel like I'm being discriminated against by the state. The guy who tried to take my life, the way I survived was I had to use the gun that he tried to kill me with. I had to use it on him, and the state prosecutors are charging me when they know he came in with the gun, so they discriminating against me too, and they try to cover up that he's tried to gay bash me. So I'm fighting the courts for my right. Right now they're trying to take rights away from gay people, and I'm experiencing that right now.
Let's take a moment. I understand. People come on the show, and it's really I take it as an honor that people come on the show and they feel free to express themselves. So I want you to allow yourself to express yourself in the way you desire. I will say that I'm not sure. Do you think you're in a position to start dating right now with so much going on?
Right now, when you're dating somebody, you are there for each other. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is my personal belief, and a lot of times some gay people don't like me because of how I feel, but I just feel what God wants from me. I feel like God did put a woman on earth to support a man in more ways, even if it's more than sexual. And I feel like we all need that from a woman, to someone, just to have someone to talk to and support and show that they really care. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it's just out of my experience being gay for over my whole life, niggas don't care. You know what I'm saying? The nigga's gonna be a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Even men saying N-words don't care. Ooh, child. Men saying N-words don't care. They don't care.
This whole story took a turn. I had to eat my snacks on this because it was like, wow. I think he needs serious therapy. Maybe he should get a woman therapist. I mean, he said several times he's gay, so I don't think that's how it works, I'm not saying you can't be reborn, reformed, and he needs God and a therapist. These comments was cracking me up. I had to check them out. Somebody said, this baby needs a hug and a boyfriend. Somebody said a woman who accepts all lifestyles said it all. He wants a woman who wants her time wasted. Somebody said, oh my God, he's in a dark place. He needs help, not a relationship. I pray God will give him peace beyond all understanding. Amen. That's what he needs. Somebody else said he needs a lawyer and therapy. Yes. Somebody said, baby, you don't need a woman. You need to fight them Chargers. Prayers up, love. He went from a gun to this. He was all over the place. That took a turn.
What we have learned is that the IRS, in fact, has been using AI to access bank accounts of American citizens without any kind of a search warrant or even without any specific claim that they have committed a crime. So this was something that was discovered by an undercover journalist, and what they found is that the IRS has claimed that they have access to every single person's bank account. This person also indicated that they've been working with the Department of Justice and that they have absolutely no problem whatsoever going after the little guy to make sure that they are paying their taxes. This is such a blatant violation of the Fourth Amendment that Jim Jordan and I sent a letter to the IRS demanding that they provide additional information about what they are doing with AI and what they are doing to protect the civil rights of American citizens.
So, Congresswoman, what's the end game here? Because at the end of the day, you can't put the AI genie back in the bottle, and it's so easy to use these technologies in the way that you're suspecting the IRS is. How do you protect American citizens and our constitutional rights?
Well, one of the things is we need a new administration in November because this administration has been absolutely lawless in terms of its surveillance of us, of members of Congress, of local officials, of people who are protesters, of voters. This administration has completely ignored the Bill of Rights, whether it's the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment. They have weaponized the government against us. So one of the things we have to do is we have to have a new administration come this November. What we have learned
if Trump just come out and say he gonna abolish the IRS, I'm telling you, the man and get elected. The IRS, no, they gotta go. I'm just saying, I can't.
I knew I had a big bag when I took the rolls from Texas Roadhouse and then brought them to Spring Creek Barbecue in Cypress just to eat them with this barbecue plate platter, and then left and went to HEB down 290 just to get Bluebell, and then went home. How many of us have that testimony? I have found my people, and I'm willing to share my testimony of my big bag activities. Okay? Any and every time I go to HEB, I walk past the bakery section just to see if they have one of these in the case. I don't care what I'm going there for. I'm going to walk past it and see if they have one. If they have one, I'm buying it every single time. So one day, I was in HEB. I walked past the display case with the cakes and stuff in it, and I see this big monstrosity right here, and I wanted it. I'll go up to the lady and say, hey, I'll take that strawberry shortcake. The lady laughs at me and says, hey, that's just a display. You don't know how many people asked about that today. I say, I know, it's very good. And I was just hoodwinked, bamboozled. I was kind of pissed off about it. So she could see the distress on my face and how upset I was. She goes to the back. I'm thinking she's going to go get me one. She comes back up and says, hey, they have some at the other HEB up the road. Why did I jump my ass in the car and go to the other HEB just to get a strawberry shortcake? And I forgot what the hell I went to the store to go get.
It be like that sometimes. Somebody said I drove once during a hurricane to get Whataburger and then stopped at HEB for the bakery cake and drove back home. Listen, when you hungry, especially tornado storms, like especially here, like if it snows, I know trying to go get some Olive Garden one time and it was snowing and my car like slid, knowing I should have had my butt at home. But it's just the thought of not having no food and been snowed in. Somebody said I can drink a meal replacement shake with a whole meal. Somebody said, have you tried the chantilly cake from Whole Foods? Listen, if you in Chicago, it's easy to be a big back up there, man. I mean, me and my husband have just contemplated driving to Chicago just to have some pasta. Just for the moment.
If you a woman and your man don't work, and you work and pay all the bills, you should be eating his pussy. Yeah. Yeah. If you a
Got me waiting for the police to get here. This is insane. So if you're a woman that lives alone, don't be too nice to no man that lives in the same building as you. Don't exchange phone numbers, or just be careful of who you do that with, because people are crazy. A year ago, I was playing pool in our community center, and I was in there by myself, doing me, and one of my neighbors, who I guess had noticed me at some point, but I didn't, you know how when people be noticing you, but you don't notice that they notice you? Anyway, I was in there playing pool, and he invited himself in there to play pool with me, and was like, I never even got his name. This is the crazy part. Never got his name, but he was nice and stuff, and so he asked for my number, and I gave it to him. I don't not give men my phone number anymore. When they ask for it, I give it, because I've had instances where men have thrown water at me, spit at me. I've had weird things happen. So anyway, gave him my phone number, and that was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and over the course of a year and a half, he would text me, come knock on my door, and I would just ignore it. But I was kind when we did exchange. Long story short, he was it wouldn't stop. And so I just politely, this past December actually, after my mom died, I just was I'm not in this headspace to be trying to be anything with anybody. I need my space. In so many words, it was nicer put than that. No, we never been intimate. No, never just was in the pool hall that one day and exchanged. And over the course of that year and a half, there was a time where I was working at 7 a.m. and I would leave my house at 6, and it was dark and cold, winter, and he'd be outside walking his dog in the dark at 6 a.m. in the cold every morning. The time that I leave my house to go to work, it was just creepy. So anyway, since then, someone's been knocking on my door in the middle of the night, messing with my doorknob. I have a lock that I lock my house with in the inside, so I don't even really, at first I was scared of it, but then I'm can't anybody get in here? But he knows the kind of car that I drive. And yesterday, I woke up to my power being out, and I thought it was maybe an outage, so I didn't really think too much of it. But I called the power company this morning, because I'm it's been 24 hours since I have power, which is not normal. And so my power company was we don't show an outage in your area. And they were go reach out to maintenance and see what's up with your main circuit breaker. So I found the maintenance guy outside. He walked me to the circuit breaker. Girl, somebody turned the power off to my particular unit, just mine. I don't know anybody else in this building. That's the only person that I've ever talked to.
Sorry, I was choking and everything to her story, because I'd like to think this is real, but she was boring me. She almost killed me. I was eating a Twix and she almost killed me. Some of her power was out, and then she just went to bed and didn't know, and she called hello, the internet, when your power goes out, you can look at the outage map, and you immediately, especially if you're one living alone, maybe she kind of slow. I don't know. Even her saying, how somebody noticed you, but you don't notice you. That sentence makes no sense. You know how somebody noticed you, but you don't notice they noticing you. What are you talking about? Everything is kind of crazy on this. I don't know. She was choking me. I don't like this story. Bye.
Piece of garbage. I wouldn't watch the show for anything in the world. The only reason I'd watch it would be to make myself sick to my stomach if I wanted to do that. I absolutely despise that show. And I'm sorry that I was ever associated with it. It's an evil, vile system. The people in it who run it are cruel. They are insensitive. They don't care about anybody but making money. And they don't care. The people in Hollywood would cut their own mother's throats to make a buck.
On camera, he was the lovable and mischievous boy next door. Off camera, he was an angry child who claims he was abused almost daily by his studio guardians.
While the show remains a delight to watch even after all these years, the making of the show was far from delightful for the young actor. Hollywood history is filled with tales of young actors who have been abused and abandoned by the system. To examples are Anissa Jones from Family Affair and Rusty Hamer from Make Room for Daddy. Tragically, both took their own lives as a way to end their pain. Jay didn't get that far, but he admits that he came close. His scars run deeply. Jay Waverly North was born on August 3rd, 1951, in Hollywood, California.
Man, I used to love Dennis the Menace. I'd come home and watch that show. Dennis went through it.
What's up, everybody? All right, you guys, so I really need y'all to blow this video up because we need your help in finding Tamontez Hurt. So Tamontez is originally from St. Louis, but he is a freshman at Missouri Western State College. So on February 1st, Tamontez's grandmother is saying that he was with a friend in Kansas City when she received a very alarming call from him. So his grandmother is saying that he did not sound like himself. He was in a lot of distress and she knew that something was wrong. So Tamontez's grandmother is saying that she was so alarmed by this phone call that she ended up calling the hospital and the police department to go out and check on Tamontez.
Mother says on the morning of February 1st, Tamontez called her with some kind of mental distress. I don't know what happened. She says he was at the home of a woman he'd apparently recently met, Grandma.
So while the grandmother is on the phone with Tamontez, before the police arrived to help him, she noticed that there was a girl in the background. Now, as she's asking Tamontez, who is this girl, who is this person that you're with, Tamontez is so out of it, he's like he doesn't know who she is. Now, he even goes so far as to ask the girl in the background, what did you give me? So the grandmother eventually is able to make contact with this girl. She tells her that her name is Naya. She doesn't know what's wrong with Tamontez. He's just acting erratically. So after the police come, Tamontez is taken to a hospital where he is evaluated. But y'all, after that, they just let him go. They gave him a voucher for a Z-Trip taxi, and that was it. So we know that Tamontez took this Z-Trip taxi to a Greyhound bus station because he's on surveillance. So once he arrives at that bus station, gets out of that taxi, he goes up to the door and notices that it is locked. Now, after that, he goes back to the taxi because he forgot his phone, but he was not able to get in that taxi. Now, he was later seen on surveillance walking on 77th Street and Truth Avenue, but after that, his family has not seen him since. His entire family, they're extremely worried because they feel like he was having some type of mental breakdown. Now, y'all, this was 2 weeks ago, and Tamontez is nowhere to be found.
Mother says Hurt went to an emergency room.
They should have sent him upstairs to find out what had him mentally disturbed.
She says the hospital did not admit Tamontez, but gave him sodas and a voucher to catch a cab to a Greyhound bus station. Hurt was last seen hours later on this street video trying to walk inside the station, but it was closed. He hasn't been seen since.
My heart says that he's alive.
Hurt's grandmother canvassed Kansas City streets, passed out 700 of these flyers, and will return to the city Tuesday to searching for him.
So Tamontez is about 6'1", 160 pounds. He was last seen wearing royal blue Price Chopper polo and green sweatpants. And he has a tattoo on his right arm. Now remember, he did leave his cell phone in that taxi cab. I'm not sure if his family was able to retrieve that. So there is no way for them to track him with that cell phone. They have no idea where Tamontez went. Now, if you have any information on the disappearance of Tamontez Hurt, please contact Missouri State Highway and Missing Persons. As always, make sure you blow this up, share this. Let's bring Tamontez home.
Yeah, that's a really crazy story. You gotta be careful the people you're hanging around, man. And girls, boys, whoever, people can drop something in your drink and hopefully they find him. Listen guys, it's been a week, but I always say that, right? But we're still here, we're still thriving. I'm still here. Y'all stay blessed. I'll be praying hard for y'all. Y'all pray for me. Peace.